around 2008, with a grant from the local government, so from the City of Yarra, Cultivating Community started a food swap in a local park. So we had a very small grant. I think it was for a couple of $1,000, and the idea was to initiate a number of community food projects, but one of them was someone in the community had the idea to start a fruit and vegetable homegrown produce swap. So we were inspired by a project that was happening at Ceres, which is called the Neighbourhood Orchard, which was part of their weekly fruit and veggie market. But we thought, well, we could do this in our own community. It's a pretty simple idea. It's around exchanging excess produce that you might grow in your backyard. So if I've got a lemon tree, I've got way too many lemons just for my household to use, and someone else has got a fig tree and they've got lots and lots of figs, and so the idea was to bring that together and exchange it with each other. So we started the food swap, but what also happened, of course, was that people came together who had a shared vision around sustainability in their community, who were interested in building resilience and peak oil and climate change and all of those sorts of things. And so, of course, it was also an exchange of ideas, and it was really just people, neighbours in the community. And one of the things that we got to talking about was food waste and how much there was a lot of cafes in our area, restaurants and cafes in the area, and people were very concerned about all of that food every day from those cafes ending up in landfill, creating methane and all of those sort of things. And thinking about how could we harness that actual resource and compost that for our gardens, because here we had all these beautiful home gardens, but of course we're buying compost from the hardware shop or making our own small pile at home, but we could be making a lot more from this food scraps from the cafes. So we started a small pilot project which was collecting food waste from 3 or 4 cafes in the local area, and a wonderful local community food warrior, her name was Glenda Lindsay, who sadly passed away 2 years ago now, or just over a year ago, but she was very much a driving force of this project. So she would go around on her bicycle with her little tubs in her panniers on her bike and exchange those clean ones for full ones from the cafe and take them home to compost. A few other iterations happened of that program, and then finally a few years later it led to a very large program which was called Food Know-How, and Cultivating Community were working with the local council. We were collecting from, in the end, I think it was around 35 cafes and 500 households and a couple of other sort of small businesses, and we had a community composting site at the Children's Farm, one in one of our community gardens as well as another community garden, and we were really able to kind of impact the amount of food going to landfill from that program. That program has now gone in a different iteration, but is now, the Food Know-How program is working across 5 council areas in Victoria, and continues to kind of evolve. But that seed was first planted at the local community food swap. Yeah.